Good morning, everyone. How are you today? We're going to decorate some Easter cookies. And I want to thank all of you who bought a DIY kit. I greatly appreciate it. And those of you who didn't get one, you still can, okay? I'm sold out at present, but I'm going to make more this afternoon and tomorrow. And you'll be able to pick them up off my porch in Holmen, Wisconsin, either 4 to 8 tomorrow or 10 to noon on Saturday. So to order a kit, just go to laurasbakingdelights.com and then go to the shop and go to Easter, and you'll find all of the Easter offerings there, okay? I will on Saturday from 10 to noon have cash and carry items just out on my front porch for you to peruse. But if there are particular things you absolutely know you want to have, then I would order them through my website. So there will be a table set up with pre-orders where the orders will be in bags with people's names on them, and then I will have a rack of cash and carry items as well, okay? Alrighty, so that's my little commercial about that. But anyway, so those of you, I am a few minutes early, sorry. What else should I tell you then? I don't know, I'm just anxious to do this, right? So, alrighty. Those of you who did get a kit, in there you have 4 bags of icing, okay? Those of you who will be getting a kit, this is what will be in your kit. You have a little container of sprinkles, and you have your 8 cookies. Oh, and then down in there are also rubber bands. What I forgot to put in the kit is toothpicks. Okay, you're gonna need some of those. If you don't have toothpicks, if you have a wooden skewer or, I don't know, something pointy that you'll need to drag the icing with. It can be the end of a paintbrush. Let me show you that. You know, just use this end of a paintbrush. All right. Do not use a rusty nail. Or if you happen to have straight pins or T-pins, whatever you want to call them, those work great too. Alrighty. So the first thing that we need to do, as you can see, they have the color in them, but they need to be mushed around until that color is fully incorporated throughout. This is doing 2 things for us, okay? We are, 1, making sure the color gets throughout, and 2, I made this icing yesterday and it has sat since. So it is possible that it has started to separate a little bit. So even with your white bag, and by the way, you'll notice you have twice as much white as you do the other colors, and that's because the white will be your base more often than not, okay? But so even though there's no color in that, you still need to massage that and knead it to get the color all the way through. Okay. I thought that I would have a helper this morning doing this, but nobody's awake yet. So it is technically the boys' spring break, so I'm not being hard on them about getting up. Okay. And I know it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of frosting here or icing here, but there is more than enough for your 8 cookies. Good morning, Lori. I see you. So you guys, please feel free to ask questions, make comments, just say hello during this. I will do my best to see them, but if I miss it while I'm live, I will go back and look at the comments and answer any questions that came up. Good morning, Carrie. Glad to see you too. So I don't know why it doesn't show me everyone that's watching. Like it shows me that I have 11 people watching me right now, but I can only see Carrie and Lori's names. So hello to everyone else too. If I don't call you out by name, it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate or love you. It just means that I don't know for sure that you're there. Okay. All right, so we're kneading and massaging. Again, I apologize for not putting toothpicks in your kit. I hope you were able to find something. I just stretched the tip of this bag really weirdly. If we were doing this class in person, hello Amy, hello Cassandra. Cassandra, Easter kits are still available. I will be making more this afternoon and tomorrow, and you'll be able to pick them up from my house tomorrow, 4 to 8, or Saturday from 10 to noon. But I highly recommend, please, or actually I request, please go to my website, laurasbakingdelights.com, and go to the shop and order your kits, okay? All right. This video, you guys, will stay on here forever or until Facebook decides to take it off. I also have a YouTube channel, and I will post it to there when we're done here. So you will be able to come back and watch this video as often as you want, whenever you want, and all that good stuff. Okay, now I'm gonna massage the white some too. So hold on just a second here. Okay, so I want to do special thanks to Tracy and Nicole and Tiffany and Sarah and Cara, Bridget, Jen, Melissa, Victoria, Tate, and Amy. Thank you so much for ordering kits from me. I really appreciate it. If I missed anybody, I appreciate you too. Alrighty. Okay, now that we have these massaged really well, and we know that all the liquid is mixed in, that's the thing with royal icing, is it does separate as it sits. So you can make it ahead. You just, okay, so what I did here was I just squeegeed my icing all down as much as I could. I'm gonna twist the top, and then I gave you some rubber bands. I want you to go ahead and put the rubber band around the top there. Even though the top of these bags are sealed, it'll be much easier to control your icing if you have it all down like this, okay? Okay, like so. Good morning, Jenny. You guys, I miss you so much. I miss hanging out with my friends. I miss going out to lunch. I just, ugh, it sucks. But we're getting through, right? It's all gonna be okay. All right, so I'm using my bag ties. I didn't have enough of those to be able to send them home with you guys in your kits. That's why you have rubber bands, but the rubber bands will work just as well. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today are wet on wet designs. Okay, if you want to, at this point, you can go ahead and cut off excess bag. It just makes it easier to handle. Okay, so they're about like that. All right, remember I said you have twice as much white because it's going to be your base most often. Today we're going to do wet on wet designs, okay? I did last night though. I did do some in just white and I let them dry overnight. So on these, you know, the surface is hard on these now. So these I will be able to do topical designs on, all right? And I'll show you those in a little bit. All right, I am going to change the camera angle so that you can see my workbench and we'll go from there, which means I won't be able to see your comments, all right? So at this point, just type them in, your comments and your questions, and when I'm done demonstrating, I'll flip the phone back up so that I can see what you commented and try to answer questions. If I don't get to them while I am live, I will certainly go back and look at them when I'm done, okay? All right, so here we go on to the bench. How's that? Can you see me? Okay, here's my work area. All right, so let's unwrap those cookies. So you have 2 Easter eggs, 2 butterflies, 2 flowers, one of mine broke, and 2 bunnies. All right, let's see. Just really want to make sure you have the best possible. How's that? Somebody tell me, is that okay? I can kind of see you. Hopefully you can totally see me. Okay, now doing wet on wet designs. Let's see, which one should I start with? I'm gonna start with an egg. My scissors have goop on them. Sorry guys, give me just a second here. Okay. You want to snip just the tiniest bit off the end of the piping bag, okay? You can always take more off, but you can't put it back on. So be super careful and only snip just a little bit off. I don't know if you can see how little that is, but. All right, and then I always pipe some out to make sure like my end isn't full of liquid or something like that, okay? And don't have the steadiest hand today. Okay, so I outlined it first and then I'm going to fill it in. So what you guys have in your bags, this is a flow consistency of icing. Professional cookie decorators usually use several different consistencies of icing throughout their cookie. Like they use an outline consistency and then a flow consistency, and then there may be a couple other things in there too. Okay. Snipping off of my yellow. And I'm just going to put kind of a large dot in the middle. And so you see how it just kind of bleeds into the white. So no, my circles are not perfect, but that's okay. Okay, and now take your pointy thing, whether it's a toothpick or whatever, and we're going to draw in. Oh, the other thing is you need a paper towel because you want to wipe that off each time. Okay, so I'm starting outside my blue line and working my way in. Okay, so we get kind of that fun flower pattern. If you're leaking off your edge, just take your finger and run around the edge of your cookie. That'll help. Okay, and then if you want to go into your sprinkle kit and maybe get one of those round balls to put in the center, you can do that. All right, so there's one way. My blue is just oozing all over the place. And I think that is because I did not mix it well enough. Like I didn't massage it together enough. So I'm going to try and do that a little bit more. Okay, so my other egg. Do the same thing. Now you notice that I don't go all the way to the edge of the cookie. And that's just to keep it from spilling over. Put this on thick. It doesn't need to be a real thin coating, okay? I'm gonna run it and get another paper towel. Hold on a second. Okay, this next one is one of my favorites to do. Oops. I'm having a lot of trouble with my pink bag. All right, let me work down this way. So you do need to do this kind of quickly because the icing will start to crust over while you're working, and we need for it to stay fluid. So the stripes are pretty cool, right? But hi Natalie, hi Amy. Okay, this time we're going to start up here at the top of the cookie and drag down through. Okay, and then I'm going to do that at the halfway point over here and the halfway point over here. And you can just leave it like that because that's super cute looking, or then you're going to go back up the other way. and you get that chevron look. Right, and then like I did before, I'm just gonna go around with my finger and wipe those edges. There we go. Okay. My one flower broke, so I'm just going to show you on this one. So the idea here is that I'm just showing you some ideas on how to do this, but mostly I just want you to have fun with this, you know, do what you like, play, experiment. The great thing about cookies is if you hate what you just did, you can just wipe it off. Even once it's dry, I have been known to just completely scrape it off with a knife. So, all right, what do I want to do with my flower? I got stuff on my bunny. My flower. I'm actually going to make it pink. Or the outline anyway. This is making me think of SpongeBob. But so you can see how the colors are just kind of melding together, right? I love these colors. I hope you guys like them. And that one I'm just going to leave like that, I think. Or maybe not. You can draw from the center out into the petals of your flower. And then I think I'm even going to spiral that a little bit in the middle. Okay. What do you think of that? All right, let's do a butterfly. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other one because I want that to set up just a little bit. I'm having real problems with my piping bag. Okay, so I'm just going to let those two set like that for just a minute. And we'll do her bunny. Actually, we can do the same thing with bunny's ears. You can see where I didn't have my food coloring fully mixed in the pink because it's leaving those darker marks. I'll try and squeeze that out. Excuse me, flower. Okay. So I want those to sit for just a second. So I'm going to show you. Now remember, these are the ones that I iced last night and let them sit overnight so that it got nice and hard. Okay, and so the main difference here now, you'll be able to see it better when I do those too. But basically, on this one, when I put the pink on, it's just going to sit on top of the white. It won't blend in. And I'm just using my pen or toothpick or whatever you're using to kind of help shape that icing where I want it to go with a finer point. Okay. And I'll put the little nose on there. Like so. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm thinking up ideas as we do this. That's how I create, right? Let's see, who else has joined us? Natalie, Amy, Missy, and Hillary. Nice to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm just making little beads of frosting on these. Ideally, this frosting would have been a little bit thicker to do these flowers. It would hold its bead better. But, wow, there you go. All right, let's come back to our butterflies over here. Okay, so I'm filling with the white. still having problems with my pink, so I am going to massage it even more. All right. Okay, so I make little dashes like that. Then I'm going to take my pin. Drag through and I get hearts. All right, you could even do that on the body if you wanted to. Remember, these are your cookies, it's your fun. You can do them however you want. I would love to see pictures, you guys. All right, let's do one of our bunnies now. So you guys, I myself have a lot to learn about doing cookies, but I enjoy just doing these simple wet on wet designs. I think the hardest part of the entire process is getting the icing consistency right. So I gave you recipes in your kits for the cookies for these cookies and for the frosting that I'm using. My best advice is to read all of the instructions first and follow them to the T. And I did put on those sheets some tips and tricks and troubleshooting, stuff like that. But if you're having trouble, you can certainly send me a message. You know, I can do my best to answer your questions. Okay, so now you'll see the differences this time when I put a nose on the wet. It doesn't stay on top. It bleeds into it, and that's okay. Oh, speaking of the frosting recipe, I wanted to tell you my white, I actually added white food coloring to it to keep it white. It also helps prevent the other colors from bleeding into it. The food coloring I use is AmeriColor food gels. Let me get one. This is what it looks like. I ordered them off of Amazon. Okay. And today we are using soft pink, lemon yellow, and sky blue. And the white, of course. Okay. So here, I'll put the dry one next to them so you can kind of see the difference. Alrighty, and then if you wanted to, I mean, these sprinkles, you guys, these are for you to use however you want to. But you could use the long ones to make whiskers on your bunnies. The little round ones could be eyes or noses. There's also little bunnies in there and little egg shapes and stuff like that. I mean, those are just just for fun, just for you to use however you like. Okay, I'm trying to think what else to show you. I'm gonna make the wings yellow this time just because I have plenty of yellow, So I started with the exact same kit you guys have, right? So the exact same amount of frosting. And you can see that I'm almost done with my cookies and I have plenty of frosting left. So what you can do is just put the frosting in the refrigerator and save it, and you guys can make up a batch of cookies today with the recipe I provided you and do more decorating, right? And obviously it doesn't have to be Easter shapes. You can, whatever cookie cutters you have. If you don't have any cookie cutters, you can just take a glass and use the top of it to cut round ones or square ones or whatever shape your glass happens to be. I actually find the round cookies to be more freeing. Like, there's so many things you can do with a round cookie. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you on this one. Oh well, this is okay too. So I'm just swirling what I just put on there. Okay. All right, now I actually want to scrape that off to show you the other design I meant to show you on this. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to use my spatula to scrape it off. So now we're back to that, and then I can just take my paper towel and wipe it down even more. So when I was a kid growing up, we always, at Easter, Valentine's Day, and Christmas for sure, my mom would make up a big batch of sugar cookies, and then we would frost them. Now, we didn't use royal icing then. We used what's known as a glaze, and that is just powdered sugar and water mixed together, and then we added food coloring. Okay, so here's what I wanted to show you on this one. I am going to put in a thin outline like that. And then starting here and working my way around, I'm going to swirl. Just like that. And if you want to, or feel you need to fill in some, just go ahead and do that. Okay, so I think that gives a really pretty wing. There you go. Alrighty. So with a couple of these, I wanted to, I don't know if you guys have seen those paint your own cookies, but that's what I wanted to try and do with these. And so just with the white, I'm going to draw in the lines, and then I'm going to let this harden. Okay. And so then the idea with these is that after they have hardened, you would go back in with either edible food markers or some, sorry, can't talk and pipe at the same time, food coloring, and you would just paint that directly on. So I'll have to show you how those come out later. But anyway, that's all I've got for you today. All right. I hope you had fun. Please, please, please post pictures in the comments of how yours came out. I see I have a question from Amy. But how long will the leftover icing last? Amy, like a week. But just remember that you're really going to have to massage it and work it back together because it will separate while it's sitting, okay? And that's a week in the fridge, okay? If you guys didn't get a kit and want a kit, please go to my website, laurasbakingdelights.com. Go to the shop, go to Easter, and then you'll see all of my Easter offerings, including the DIY kits. There is also a cupcake DIY kit and a cake DIY kit that you can do. The DIY kits need to be pre-ordered, and then you'll be able to pick them up from my porch either tomorrow from 4 to 8 or Saturday from 10 to noon, okay? And when I receive your order, I'll send you my address, make it real easy for you, alrighty? Please feel free to message me if you had any questions. Please, please, please post pictures of your own projects in the comments here so everybody can see what we all did, right? And I think that's all I got for you today, alrighty? I shall talk to you tomorrow. Friday at 10 a.m. I will be doing the demonstration for the little Easter cake. And it's just a small one, little 6-inch, because we only have 4 people in this house that'll be eating Easter dinner. So anyway, but that's what the kit will have too, is a 6-inch cake in it. Alrighty, we'll talk to you later, you guys. Have a great day. Bye.